Here is why psychic mediums charge for their services by Cherokee Billie. I've worked as a psychic and as a medium for many years, and often the question comes up, how can a psychic charge for their God-given gift? Well, most people who are psychic just want to be psychics because they cannot be anything else. They want to help people. It's not about fame. It's about inner desire. That is the first thing I want to state. Unless a psychic medium is on television and or selling out events to thousands of people, no psychic or medium I have ever met, and I've known hundreds if not thousands, is getting rich off their gift. In fact, most psychic mediums could work a lot less at a normal job and earn more money, especially considering all their expenses as a self-employed business owner. So it's easy to judge or question a psychic medium's intentions to help people because their fee is on the high side, but only because people don't know the whole story. It would be just as easy for someone to judge a psychic medium for working full-time as an office clerk or attorney and thereby not using their gift to help more people. Who is doing the greater disservice? Is it the psychic medium who must charge a higher reading fee in order to help 40 to 60 people a month giving readings full-time, or the psychic medium who gives readings for free but can only help 2 or 3 people a month giving readings because they have to work another job? The answer is subjective, so there is no right or wrong. So think about that. Psychic mediums who charge very little and are not supported by a breadwinner or a trust fund must work a full-time job to pay their bills. There are not a lot of full-time jobs for psychic mediums, so most have to work at jobs that have nothing to do with helping people using their gifted ability. Therefore, they are not able to help many people with their gift because they are so busy working their full-time job in addition to taking care of their families. There are psychic mediums who don't charge any fee for a reading. Psychic mediums who charge $25, others can charge $125, all the way up to $900 for a reading. And for the most part, most actually do genuinely want to help people. They don't merely claim to want to help them. Psychic mediums who do offer their gift to the world on a full-time basis must earn enough giving readings to pay all their bills. They too need to pay for rent or a mortgage, health insurance, automobile expenses, insurance, food, clothing, utilities, and so on, just like anybody else. If they rent office space so that they can have privacy in their home from their work, then they have also rent and utility expenses. If they have a website, there are fees. Also, you've got costs in terms of telephone, other things, computer repairs. All are involved in working as a psychic. Full-time psychic mediums help a lot more people in the course of a week, a month, and a year than those only giving readings part-time. Unfortunately for them, even if their reading fee is $200 for a 1-hour reading, it's not like they earn $200 per hour for 8 hours a day, 5 days, or 7 days a week. Most psychic mediums only give 2 or 3 readings, some only a week on average, and not often 5 days a week. While some psychic mediums are able to give more readings, this is the average. The reason, for one, it takes a lot of energy to give a reading, so psychic mediums have to balance and protect their energy, their life force. If they expend all their energy serving the public, they both risk getting ill and having no energy left for their children, spouses, parents, friends, which affects their entire life, including the quality of their work. Secondly, psychic mediums have to market themselves so that people know about the service they offer, and this takes both time and money. If nobody knows who they are and what they do, then they can't help anybody, And if they aren't helping anyone because they haven't spent the time and money required to market their services, then they have no clients to help, which forces them to take a full-time job doing something else. Third, psychic mediums have to answer a lot of emails and phone calls, often playing telephone tag with people, in order to make reading appointments. This email and telephone work can take us so much time, or hours per day, that some mediums hire an assistant to help them get through it all, which then costs them more money they must earn back through their readings. It's important to add that there is nothing immoral or unethical about making money doing spiritual work. Musicians and singers like Josh Groban or Stephen Halpern are doing spiritual work and making lots of money. Have you seen what it costs for a concert ticket these days? Yet nobody seems to question their motives. They are using their God-given gifts just as psychic mediums do, providing amazing benefits to our world as a result, and profiting as they should from their talents, time, and energy. There are also financially successful artists who are celebrated for their spiritual work. Ansel Adams, Norman Rockwell, and Steven Spielberg come to mind. Yet no one takes issue with how much they earn from their photographs, paintings, or movies. All the same, few people can afford many artists' paintings, photographs, or sculptures that cost hundreds and thousands sometimes of dollars. Are these artists less spiritual people for the abundance they attracted due to their talents? Few people would dare to think so. On the contrary, this prosperity allows such people the freedom to do more and even better work. Even personalities like Oprah Winfrey and Wayne Dyer, who touch a lot of people with their work, are both wealthy and doing spiritual work with their given talents. Many such authors and television personalities give all-day workshops that cost hundreds of dollars to attend. But are their motives or morals under question? Of course they aren't. Most people appreciate that authors and TV shows hosts are flourishing from the wonderful work that they are doing in this world. So why should psychic mediums be treated differently? Abundance is empowering whether you are a psychic medium, a musician, an artist, or a world leader. There is nothing spiritual or empowering about poverty and financial struggle. Scarcity and struggle causes people to restrict and contract. Abundance allows people to expand and focus more of their time, resources, and energy on helping others. And that is exactly what psychic mediums are doing when they receive the energy exchange we call money for their services. There is a common misconception about psychic mediums, which is that because one psychic charges $350 for a reading, that it means people who cannot afford that sum are excluded from getting a reading. That's not true. No one is excluded from a reading, regardless of their financial situation. It depends upon the psychic. There are numerous psychics offering free or low-cost readings to people who cannot afford to pay for a major celebrity reading. For example, spiritualist churches hold a medium's day or a psychic fair a few times a year where people can get a reading for a small donation or even free. As a final point, it's important to recognize that if it were not for some of the most financially successful psychic mediums, such as John Edwards, James Van Praagh, and Alison Dubois, less people would either know about psychic mediums or be open to the idea of intuitive ability and spirit communication. This is because many of those who charge what they might consider a high reading fee are paving the way for a skeptical public to be more open to psychic and medium abilities. The success and fame of these psychic mediums who spread their message via television and live demonstrations have made psychic mediumship more popular and better understood by the masses, while in turn giving thousands of psychic mediums in this country the courage to come out of the closet and be proud to tell people what they do. For too long, thousands of psychic mediums were afraid to tell anyone about their gift due to the stigma and skepticism surrounding their abilities. Today they can simply tell people, "Do you know John Edward or James von Prague? I do what they do." In these ways and more, the higher priced psychic mediums help the psychic mediums who work for free or a low fee on so many levels. And this is just some of the ways that there is perfect harmony when it comes to spiritual work and money. I hope this helps you understand why psychic mediums charge. Thank you for listening. This is Cherokee Billie.